first U of the 4 U's, the 1-hour trainer philosophy. I want to share with you guys this philosophy and how we kind of figured it out. One, like I said, you got to find people who are doing what you want to do. I'm a true believer in giving credit to where credit is due, because a lot of people who get the opportunity to speak, they like to make like everything they came up with. Whoa, it's mine. You know, I created it. I'm the mean genius. No, I had some mentors. One, this gentleman here. Anybody know Taki Moore? Taki Moore, right? This guy is a beast when it comes to teaching and training frameworks, so that if you really want to be a coach and get your message out there in a unique way, Taki Moore is great. Ryan Lee, everyone knows he's like the godfather of fitness marketing, right? He's been around for a gazillion years. Still looks young. Now he's trying to reboot or rebuild or whatever his bar is. But the reason I bring them up is that when you bring them together, that what you guys are seeing today is years, but it's kind of a combination of those two gentlemen over the last 3 years. One, I sat down and this trend, I invested in myself, half-day coaching with Ryan Lee, went to Connecticut, drove up there, and basically he asked me about my business. Roz, what are you doing? You know, like I've seen you online, you've come to my events, you know, you've bought my products, what's going on? How's your business going? I'm like, it's going great. You know, but he goes, so how many hours a week you train? I'm like, hold on, let me pull up my Mind Body. I love Mind Body. Sometimes, not the fees, but I pull up my Mind Body and he goes, how many hours did you train last year? I was like, probably less than 100. It's like, so you train less than an hour a week? I'm like, yeah, probably, sometimes not at all. He goes, but how are you doing that? You're a trainer. Trainers train. And I was like, well, I've implemented a team, a strategy, a system, and now they do it. And I get to motivate, inspire our audience, create content, and do the things that I know that is in my superpower. And that's where the 1-hour trainer philosophy began. He started to ask me and peel back the onion of what we were doing in our business and how I got to that point. And then when we said, write a book, Tim Ferriss, he made a lot of money writing what? The 4-hour work week. He didn't work 4 hours when he was doing that book. No way. And then I can tell you, last week, I didn't work 1 hour. I worked a lot more. But there's a philosophy and a system there that I want to share with you guys. So there's a theme. All 4 U's, they have 5 mastery principles. So when I speak about the mastery principles, I want you guys to think about jotting them down, because what are the mastery principles that are going to take you and move your business or the needle in your business to the next level? Number 1, lifestyle mindset. You know, like I didn't build my business around making a ton of money. We're in the business of helping people, creating impact, inspiring transformation in people. So if I put the money first, what do you think my clients, prospects are going to feel? I got my hand in their pockets. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that teach you to do that exact thing, or fake it till you make it. Yeah. But what I can tell you is that when you don't have the right lifestyle management or mindset, you're going to run into some walls. You're going to become burnt out, bitter, and broken. So one of the things when we spoke about that number, what you need to double your income, one of the things I believe in is reverse engineering and creating your ideal life. And you're going to hear my buddy Billy talk about that tomorrow. But from that, so if you want to make 200K, what do you need to do in your ideal life to actually accomplish that? How many hours a week do you have to work? How many hours do you need to invest in your mindset and your studies? Because that's how you're going to get to that ideal life, right? Leadership. Leadership is sexy to me. I love that word. Why? Because I think that not a lot of people actually talk about it. We all talk about making money, funnels. We talk about automation. We talk about upsells and downsells and cross sells. But at the bottom line, if you're not out in front leading, no one's going to follow you. You're not going to have a business. You're going to be a solopreneur for the rest of your life. Anybody know Robert Kiyosaki? Yes or yes, right? Remember I said I was a big reader? I'm going to throw a lot of books at you guys. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of the first kind of parables that I learned about. I don't even think he had 2 dads, but great book. But I can tell you this, that he talked about the cash flow quadrant, right? And if you're in the left quadrant, top left, what? You're an S, right? Or an E, excuse me. You're an E, you're an employee. You move to the bottom left, you're a S, self-employed. Top right, you're a B, right? Business owner. Bottom right, you're an I, investor, right? See, now, that's what in leadership, if you want to go through the cash flow quadrant, you're going to have to lead first. So when I shared with you the 4 studios that we've been able to open up and accomplish in short periods of time, it happened because I was willing to get out in front. I was willing to lead from the front. And what I mean by that is that I would, and one of the things that one of the books is called Robert Sharma's A Leader Without a Title. And it's a book that I give all my trainers. And I automatically find out if they read it. Within the first 30 days, I'm going to ask them a shit ton of questions. If I find out they didn't read it, most likely they're done. Because I want them to understand that you're a part of a team. And that team rises and falls together. And that philosophy is ingrained in my team. And we have 4 C's, and I have a card that I give to each of my trainers. First thing is you have to have character. You have to be competent. You know, so I create these frameworks as a leader, and then I go out and I do those things. See, I'm not going to tell them to do something I'm not willing to do. Hey, you need to vacuum the floor after you work out. And then I just like finish. Oh, it's my gym. I'm going to leave. How many owners you know do that, right? They won't do anything. Now they think I'm an owner, so you guys are supposed to do everything. Still to this day, I'm willing to do everything that I have in my operation manual. Because if I do that, then people will do it with me. My wife, Greg, knows. I mean, I'm relentless about my mirrors. I hate any splurs, like any handprints on the mirrors. I walk in, I'm like, Arr! I'm like, oh shit. Why? Because, and I'll do it right in front of clients. I'll do it right in front of the trainers. So they know that, hey, Roz is doing that. So now we get clean mirrors. Lead from the front. There's 3 types of leaderships. 1, leadership of self. 4, excuse me. Leadership of your clients, leadership of your team, and leaderships of your family. It's important that you lead all 4 levels. Because a lot of us, it's very easy for us to say, I'm going to be a leader at work and a shitty father and a shitty husband. Or I'm going to be a leader, I'm going to be a great father, but I just do nothing at work, right? And we talk about balance and success. It's all about being a leader across the board. I'm not judging anyone, but I'm saying if you want to get better, you have to do better and become more.
What's the 4 again?
Yes. Self-leadership, client leadership, team leadership, family leadership. You're welcome. Passion. You have to have passion. Would you guys say that I'm a little passionate? So much so that April has I'm like probably already 20 minutes behind. Passion is critical to your success on all levels. You have to be passionate about who you are, what you believe in, who you're going to serve, your clients. I mean, Samir knows, how passionate am I about that Voxer? I still haven't got my report from our last call. See, I told you I'd call you on that. Is it? Oh, yeah, you sent it to Greg? It's in the mail. My dog ate my homework. But you got to be passionate. People will be able to see that straight through you. You know, like some of my friends in this room, and I love when you get on the phone with them, you have long conversations, and they're talking about things. You can see they're angry at the industry and the way things are going because they're passionate about it. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about, right? It's so important that you, and I think that we don't have enough passion, because it's like, oh, I'm in New York, I'm just grinding. Just get on the train, go to work. How you feeling? Okay, hanging in there. All right. How about we change our mantra? When someone says, how you doing, I want you guys to try this. Fantastic, amazing, outstanding. How about yourself? See, that's my response. It scares the shit out of some people. But I'm okay with that because I do it with a smile. If you do it with a smile, people are not going to run. Number 4, out of the 5 mastery principles. Anybody know what Kaizen means? Constantly and always improving. I remember when I stumbled upon this philosophy, and it really struck because it was a time in my life where I was doing a lot of this, and I wasn't doing anything consistently. I didn't have a consistent daily program. I didn't have a consistent workout program. I didn't have any consistency in my life. All I thought was, I need to make money. I got to do this. I got to. And I realized that I was running into the ground. But then I slowed down and said, what do I need to improve on? Incrementally, slowly, each day. So now I meditate. Now I work out. Now I practice being a great stepfather and a great husband and a great business owner and a great friend. But I practice daily on this so that I can consistently get better each and every day. It's important that I think about that. I send text messages to random people. There's some people in the audience that I haven't seen in years, but I keep in contact with them because it's part of who I am, and I want to truly make sure that I connect with people. because that's what living is about. And when you do that, you're going to have a great lifestyle business because everything's going to be very easy. Where in your life do you need to implement Kaizen? I want you guys to think about that really quick. Where do you need to improve? Is it your body? Is it your business? Is it your spirituality? Is it your family life and relationships? And where can you just take a little bit and turn it up just a little bit? And then maybe you send that text message to your mom, your dad, your uncle, your friend from high school. And just say, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You don't know what you're going to do to their lives by doing that. I can tell you that there's an experiment I did from a book called Agma and Dino, the greatest salesman, I think it's the greatest salesman ever. But it was a period I was living in New York City, I was in Washington Heights. And I read this book, and I wanted to do something that's going to connect me with people. So you have to say, I love you, in your mind's eye, but you can't say anything. And you have to do it to everybody that you say. I'm on the train. Now imagine that, if I'm looking at you. Creep you out a little bit, right? But what I can tell you is that I did this for a complete 7 days. And what I found is the energy that was returned back to me was amazing. I started to do it, and people started to smile back at me. So we believe we live in New York and people are mean and angry and rude. It's not true. Your own energy is actually emitting that energy out. That's why you're receiving what you're getting. Kaizen is why I consistently do that every single day. You got to pay it to play. You got to pay to play. I've shared with you guys a lot about some mentors, some events, some books, right? Things that I invested in. And then you got to pay in order to build your business. I want you guys to think about, but if you don't have money, what else do you have? Time. What else? Energy. Those are the three catalysts to your success. Time, money, and energy. You may not have a lot of money, but you have the other two. So you got to get up early, stay up a little bit later, right? Then you got to make sure you have the energy to get the thing done. We were here at 10:30, 11:30, 12 last night. But you got to take care of your body. We're all in the health space. I don't got to talk a lot about that. We all know that that's important. If you're going to walk your walk and lead from the front, you can't be like, oh, you got to eat this way. And then be like, I can't wait to have pizza and wings every day. Pizza and wings are good occasionally because it's lifestyle, right? So you got to pay to play. One of the things I want you guys to think about is who are you paying for today? And when you think, oh, I want to be like that person, do you really? It's important to think about that. Because when you're thinking about this whole process of the 1 hour trainer philosophy, it's like, oh yeah, I came here and I was going to get some tactic. But this is the mindset components that separates the winners from the losers. See, there's a lot of people I'm not here to say rah, rah, like Tony says. I'm not a motivational speaker. Although I do get paid from stages that motivate people, but that's I let them believe what they want to believe. The key is I'm giving them some inspiration and some tactics and things that I'm doing. And if they decide to do them, they'll win as well. So I got a question for you guys. Out of those 5, which principle would move the needle in your business the most and why? I want you to think about that. Lifestyle mindset, leadership, passion. If you had a little bit more passion, Kaizen. If you had to pay to play, who would you hire? What book would you read? What seminar would you go to? UPW. What seminar would you go to? UPW. Oh, I'm not an affiliate. Just like to say that. So I want you to write that down real quickly. Come on. Which of those 5 would move? You just got to put a number down because today, tomorrow, there's going to be some point where if there's something about those 5 that you want to know about, Roz, how did you create the 1 hour trainer philosophy? Those are the 5 principles. Now, you don't have to live those, but you can create your own. Create Sierra's principles, but have some. Craig Ballantyne, this guy sent me a book, and he has a great course, but you got to create rules. I didn't love everything in there, but one of the things was rules. My wife doesn't like that I have rules sometimes. I'm like, we got to put it on my calendar if it's going to be real. Now, that's a shitty rule at times for some people, but you know what? It makes it real for me. When it's on my calendar, it gets done. When it's not on my calendar, I think of other things I could put on my calendar because I'm a producer. Yes or yes? You guys feel me? Okay. Cool. This guy, from rookie to pro. He's a pro now. But you guys didn't see him when he had that hat on and those glasses. I mean, one thing we're going to talk a little bit about is sales, but real quickly, Greg, he's an introvert. He likes to be in the dungeon and working. But I don't believe that you can truly build your business from the dungeon. I think you got to get out there, shake hands, kiss babies. You got to let people know who you are. You got to share your passion. And Greg hated sales. He hated it. He would do a great presentation all the way to the close, and then he'd be like, here's the agreement. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? That's the worst. I don't care if you screw up the whole presentation. Would you like to sign up? Boom! That's what you need to do. You got to bring it up a little bit. And when he learned this system, he started closing $7,000, $10,000 packages. And you're like, boom. So if you believe today that there's something that you're not great at, you just got to practice. You just got to find someone who does it and do what they do. See, because I love selling, as you could probably see. Because I don't believe that selling is anything other than transferring energy, your passion to someone that you believe that you can actually transform their life. And if you're that sold out on who and what you do, selling becomes part of who you are. I shared that with Greg, and now all day, every day. And he knows when it comes down to the end, Mrs. Jones, would it be cash or credit? And then shuts up, right? So we can all go from rookie to pro. So what is a movement? Anybody know what is a movement? And why a movement? We're personal trainers. Have you guys ever heard, well, we should create a movement? It's important, whatever business you're in. If you're in personal training, you're in rope darting, you're in selling, coaching, and consulting, media, whatever, you have to figure out. Now, Frank, a good friend of ours, one of our original trainers, he does something called, he's a rope dart master, very humble. But then when he originally told me what a rope dart was, the only thing I know was Mortal Kombat. Get over here, right? And I thought, okay, that's great, but you're never going to make money doing that. I didn't tell him that. I said that because that was my belief. It wasn't his. It wasn't my right to say that because he said, I'm going to go out there and create a movement. How many years now? No, but since that day we bought your first domain sitting on the stairs at our first location.
When did you open the first, whatever year that was?
Wow.
2010, 11, yeah.
And it's crazy because at that point, you know, he's like, oh, I want a website. And we got him a domain. And he's like, I got a website. I'm like, no, you got a domain. You don't got a website yet. And now he's selling his products. He's training people all around the world, leading seminars and things. He started a movement, and I want to share with you, because when you get passionate about something, you can do this. Anybody, you can do anything. You want to have baseball, training baseball all over the world, you can do it. But you got to get passionate about that movement. I'm going to give you the anatomy of a movement. First, you have to have a mission bigger than the person. Your mission has to be bigger than you. See, a lot of people want to, it's about me, and me, look at me, I'm great. No. Any of the stories I'm sharing with you today, tomorrow, and any of these great speakers that we all have in this room, they're going to share with you their stories of their success, but mostly they're sharing it with you so you can get inspired. Not to say that, oh, look how great I am, right? You need a rallying cry. That rallying cry for us was originally, hey, we're going to give you twice the results in half the time. We want to make an impact of 1 million women. And we were willing to do whatever it takes in order to make that happen. Then we realized that, shit, to get 1 million women, it was going to take a lot of work. So that's kind of why we decided, hey, we need to go and start teaching other trainers and entrepreneurs some of this stuff so that we can get to that 1 million a lot faster. But it's still our mission. You have to have an identity. A movement is an identity. You know, Samir, he's creating an identity in, I was going to say Austin, chill Austin, but in Austin, Texas. Because he's like just so charismatic and excited about what he does and fixing people. And he came to my gym and he did a workshop and we're like, oh shit, I'm standing up straight and my hip doesn't hurt and all this amazing stuff. And he and to share a little of his story, I mean, he didn't spend a lot of money on Facebook in the last 6 months. He doesn't even like to open that damn account. But he's still growing leaps and bounds because he identifies with who he is and then his audience identifies with who he is. The tribe must trust you. You have to create trust in your market. And how do you create trust? By being a person who says what they're going to do and do what they say. I had a young lady that joined one of my 6-week challenges about 5.5, 6 months ago, paid me $500 and disappeared. Now, a lot of fitness business owners would be like, screw her, she's done, it's over. She called me up. She goes, Raj, I had a tough time in my life. 3 of my family members died all within this time. I was diagnosed with this. She didn't even have to tell me the story. I was already going to let her come back. But the key was she shared that with me, and I'm like, you know what? You trust me enough to entrust me with your money. Come back. Let me help you. And you have to, an evolution. You have to evolve with your movement. You ever heard like the thoughts you had that got you where you are today won't get you to where you want to be tomorrow. So in order to go somewhere else, you got to become more. You have to evolve. So if you're in your business right now, you're like, this works. I talk to trainers all the time. What's your best lead? Oh, referrals. Really? How long do you think you're going to be in business? Because referrals are important. That's just one tool, one strategy in your marketing toolbox. You have to be willing to evolve. Remember I shared with you Breakthroughs to Fitness, that long growth. It's still the name of my corporation, but we had to evolve into Metaburn Fitness. First it was Metaburn Fat Loss System. But I was like, who the hell wants to be in a fat loss system? And then you cut it down and you evolve and you get better. So 5 reasons why you must create a movement within your business. It's critical. Number 1, it inspires your tribe. Number 2, goes beyond your promos. See, when you have a movement, it's not about a 6-week challenge, a 12-week transformation, a 14-day fat loss, or any of these little things that we think are what brings your clients to you. Your movement is what attracts you, becomes attractive, and then people want to be around you longer. Our clients stay with us years. One of our clients will be in with us later this afternoon. We've inspired her not only to transform her life, to leave a horrible situation, but then to go on to create her next chapter in her life, which is becoming a personal trainer and making an impact, right? Goes beyond. Ignites the passion and fire in the leader. When I get to hear Elijah do his videos, you could hear the passion in the young man's voice. I didn't know he was that young last night, we found out. But you hear that passion, right? If you don't have a movement, what are you going to be like, oh, you know what? Can't wait to do another 6-week challenge. Those are so fun. Like they're awesome, right? No. Absolutely not. You got to be on fire and in a passion. I remember when I first met Mike from Vitabod, and we were talking on the phone, and I could hear this guy's passion, and then I was like, but, nah, I don't need that right now, dog. Click. Then 6 months later, ding, hello, this is Mike Graves. Again? I was like, all right, what's up, man? We talked for a half hour longer. Okay, you guys evolved. Great. All right, I'll talk to you later. Boom. A couple years later, it's in our business. It's a part of our system. Why is it a part of our system? Because I had to evolve. I couldn't just keep saying that, oh, we're the nutrition and this. I had to bring something new to the table because I had to basically change faster than people can imitate. Because if I don't, I lose my slight edge in my business. So now when I'm selling and I'm saying, hey, you know what, Mrs. Jones, look at my phone. Here's a proprietary app that helps you not only track your nutritions, you can actually interact with your trainer. How awesome is that? So now you don't have to call me, just send me a message. Now, Mike, we got to get that a little faster. But you know what I mean? It's like so great when you're able to evolve. Legacy. We hear a lot of people talk about legacy, right? Legacy. What does that mean to you? For me, it just means fulfilling the goals, the dreams, and the promises I make to people. See, when I invest my time in someone, I can promise you that they're going to get everything. So for the next, 2 days, I'm going to give you everything I have. I'm not going to hold anything back because I know that if I do that to you, you'll pay it forward, and that keeps me going. And you got to plant your flag. You got to believe in what you say. You got to be willing to say, this is what I stand for. This is who I am. You can't change that shit next week and be like, no, you know what? I'm going to do this week. CrossFit this week. No, I'm going Fit Body Boot Camp this week. Negative. I don't do boot camps. We do one-on-one personal training. We're the best at it, bar none. If you're on Long Island, I fear for you because you're going to have to battle with me. Why is that? Because I tried that other shit that didn't work for me. It's not who I am. I planted my flag and said, I do one-on-one personal training. When everybody else said, you can't do that. That's crazy. You need leverage, right? Okay, I agree with you. Smart business model. That's your business model. I've done it 4 times, multiple six figures, living a lifestyle fitness business. I share that with you not to impress you, but to impress upon you. When you plant your flag, you are sold out. And when you become sold out on who you are, It helps to fuel your movement. There are only two ways to influence human behavior. One, you can manipulate it, and two, you can inspire it. Some people try to manipulate. I choose to inspire and create a lifestyle fitness business. What do you choose? What's going to be your movement?